Hi, my name is Mary Conkright, and I'm one of the nurse practitioners at the Children's Hospital of Richmond, Pediatric Endocrinology Clinic, and the Healthy Lifestyle Center.
Hi there, I'm Priscilla Powell. I'm a clinical health psychologist at the Healthy Lifestyle Center. Today, we're going to talk about emotional eating, which is a behavior that has skyrocketed this past year while we've all been at home during COVID-19. So stress, anxiety, fear, loneliness, and especially boredom are common triggers of emotional eating for us as adults, for our teens, as well as our kids. So thinking about it, for an entire year, we've been at home, constantly roaming around, always within a few footsteps of the kitchen. So it makes sense that there's been a lot more snacking throughout the day and sometimes night for everyone in the household.
It's so true, Priscilla. So with this in mind, let's really take a look at the difference between physical hunger, or our body's way to tell us when we need to refuel, and emotional hunger. So physical hunger tends to come on gradually and can be postponed for a bit. We can feel satisfied with lots of different types of food when we eat for physical hunger. And we're more likely to listen to our body's fullness cues to stop eating when we are full. Emotional hunger, on the other hand, usually feels very sudden and urgent, and we often get cravings for specific foods when we're eating for emotional hunger. Foods like ice cream or chips, hot Cheetos, or cookies. And we tend to really overeat these foods because we aren't in tune with our fullness cues when we're eating. And this can also lead to feelings of guilt or shame after eating for emotional reasons.
And Mary, I think it goes further than that, in that we have actually high risk situations or triggers that may lead us to engage in emotional eating rather than physical hunger. So first, we have those emotions mentioned earlier: the stress, the anxiety, the loneliness, and boredom, as well as positive emotions that can lead to emotional hunger and emotional eating. And these are things like excitement, joy, and relief, which we hope is going to be coming more and more these days. There's certain activities that can also trigger us to eat when we aren't hungry. And a big one being screen time. Watching TV, playing video games, or scrolling through social media can all be triggers for emotional eating. And then there are also certain people or places that can lead to emotional eating, such as, stopping off at a fast food restaurant since you just happen to pass it on the way at home rather than actually being hungry. Or when the kids spend the day with grandma and maybe they've just gotten into the habit of stopping off at a convenience store for one more special snack just because, without necessarily being hungry or at a mealtime. So Mary, one question I've gotten from a lot of parents when we talk about emotional eating in these different patterns and high risk situations is, what's the big deal? Like, why does it really matter if our kids have a few extra snacks each day?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I think first, most importantly, it's really important for your child to learn how to tune in to their urge to eat when they are experiencing true physical hunger. And so we, as parents, want to help role model that for them. In addition, the foods people typically eat when they're eating for emotional hunger are usually not as nutritious, right? They're usually higher in calories, sugar, or fat, which really will not provide the fuel your child needs and also can lead to weight gain. So, now that we've talked about the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger, as well as high-risk eating situations, the next step is to think about how to really set yourself and your family up for success to prevent or reroute these patterns of emotional eating. So really the first step is eating meals and snacks on a regular schedule. This will really help you stay on track without getting too hungry and then risking overeating. It may also help you become more aware of when you have an urge to eat at a time that is not a regular meal time. So that can also help clue you in that this is not physical hunger. So how do we do this? How do we really set the home environment up for success? Having healthy snacks around for times when emotional eating may occur. So consider having healthy snacks like fruits or vegetables, whole grain snacks versus less healthy foods or kind of the junky snacks like candy or refined sugar, chips, and things like that.
I think step two, what comes next is really checking in with yourself as the parent or the caregiver, and then modeling this process for your kids. To really, take a moment to look at what's going on in your body and in your brain. Before you eat, ask yourself questions like, what am I feeling right now? Is it physical hunger or is it something else? Am I stressed? Am I bored? Am I lonely? Am I anxious? Am I happy? Am I joyful? Simply pausing and evaluating the situation can help you understand what's leading you to make certain food choices and eating behaviors. And then it may help you prevent these behaviors in the future.
Exactly. Yeah, so how can you help your family break this cycle if this is something you're experiencing? Really consider when the emotional eating is happening in your family. So kind of brainstorm, maybe do your kids or teens come home from school each day and immediately head to the pantry for a snack or treat? This would be a perfect time for them to reflect on if they are truly hungry. Is their stomach growling, or are they just reaching for a snack out of habit or boredom? So if they are physically hungry, then this would be a really great time to offer them a healthy snack to help hold them off until dinner time. And if they're reaching for a snack out of habit or just routine, maybe try to change up that routine. Maybe have them, go outside on a walk or play with the dog or help plan dinner or talk about the highlights or lowlights of their day.
And to further help break these cycles, I think it's important also to talk directly with family members about their triggers for emotional eating. So first, as I said earlier, you're doing it yourself, and then you're helping your family do this. So come up with ways to deal with those emotions that they identify, and really how to address these head on, and develop other options with how to deal with stressful moments rather than necessarily eating. So this can be taking a walk, getting outside, texting or connecting with friends, drawing, reading, building, deep breathing, whatever coping tools or whatever activities can help in that moment of making a choice rather than emotional eating. So as parents, we have an enormous amount of stress right now. Our kids are dealing with their own stress, and further, they're watching us figure out how to deal with all of this. So we want you to always remember that as a parent or caregiver, you're never alone in dealing with your family's stress or emotional eating, that we are here to help you.
Definitely. So all of your providers here at Children's Hospital of Richmond, and especially here with the Healthy Lifestyle Center, we have a full team of medical providers, dietitians, health psychologists, and exercise specialists that are really ready and willing to help anyone in need. So as always, if you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comments below, and we will do our best to get back with you within the week. And thanks so much for watching today.